Guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Mommy, and this is going to be my review of a newly released horror game called Dreadout 2. This is, of course, a sequel to the first Dreadout. This is an Asian slash Indonesian inspired world of horror that follows a character named Linda. And because this is a direct sequel, it does tie in with the first game, and I'll quickly summarize the first game and, of course, what I thought about the second game. All footage you are seeing today is taken straight from our live stream. I beat the game in one sitting. It actually took me around 5.5 hours with replaying some parts here and there. So you can say 5 to 6 hours would be a good time frame if you want to pick this up yourself. If you want to watch all the parts, I'm uploading it all on my secondary YouTube channel, Mobby vs. Games VOD. That's pretty much where I post all my Let's Plays. So you can go check out the whole series right there, right now. It's up. And of course, follow me on Twitch. Let's do this. Okay, so to quickly summarize the first game, jumping into the second one, like I said, you play as Linda. She is an orphan in the first game, and the game just starts with you taking a trip with your teacher and a couple of other students. Long story short, spoilers for the first game, but this heavily ties in. All of the students besides you end up dying in horrible ways, and it seems like the teacher who you trusted, who brought you there, pretty much betrayed everyone, and she's trying to get some demonic powers. So second game comes in. It starts in with Linda coming back from that trip to school. She pretty much can't prove anything that happened. So it starts off, and this is the prologue. I'm not going to be spoiling too much. So this is the prologue of Dreadout 2. Pretty much the students blame her for your friend's death, because it's like, oh, it's all supernatural. We don't believe you. You actually murdered them. So they end up bringing some demonic and psychology crap to the school you're at now by doing a ritual. So it's nighttime, and you have to dispose of the ghost. And then you go from there. You have to figure out what happened to the teacher and the new powers that you are actually obtaining and growing. And that's pretty much what I want to tell you about the story, because if you do care about it, there are some really cool stuff that happens. So let's not talk about the story anymore. Is this game worth playing? Is it worth your time? Is it worth the money? It's a really hard one. I'm just gonna tell you my final result right now, but then I am gonna go very deep into a lot of the stuff. So I would say this is a 5.9, and it's a really specific one, specific number. I would recommend this game for pure fun couch entertainment. Like maybe if you're playing and you got a friend with you and you're going through it together, or if you're a YouTuber and you want to show off to the audience, or if you're a Twitch streamer. If you're looking for a really amazing, awesome, legit horror game, it's really hard to recommend it as like a fun solo experience. The gameplay is mixed in two different types of combat scenarios. You have the basic one where you walk around, you're able to use the controller to move the camera and everything like that. It's a mix of Fatal Frame and I guess a Silent Hill sort of thing. So when you're running around, there are, like I said, there's two different ways to do combat, and depending on where you are, the controls just swap over, and you don't have access to other skills while you're in this combat. It's a little weird. So the first one is the Fatal Framey sort of thing. You have your phone, and you have two pretty much options to defend yourself. I guess three. You can run, and there is a sort of like a quick dash, but it's like really terrible. So you have your phone, and the main way to dispose of enemies is to pick up your phone, look through it, and flash them, or you take a picture of them. Taking picture, you can use a weak attack by quickly tapping the phone button, or you can hold down the capture, and then it charges up and lets out a big old flash, and it hits them that way. Actually, no, I messed that up. You do not flash them. Oh my god, that's even worse. Okay, when you're in Fatal Frame mode, there is no flashing the enemies. There's only capturing them on your camera film. I say film, Jesus Christ. By capturing them on there. So you do light attack and heavy attack, and that's it. You can turn your flashlight on and off, but there's no flashing them. So enemies will attack you in a good amount of ways. Sometimes they just run into you if they're like heads, giant heads floating around. Sometimes they swing at you if they have a weapon, or they just use their hands or whatever. And then there is the second way of fighting, which is a new one that they added, and I'd say this is one of the best aspects of the game, because the Fatal Frame way kind of gets old after a while. I mean, they've done it before, where the only way to hurt a monster is to capture them, but you have to get them in frame. It has to be center, and they have to be somewhat close to you. So it's really clever using the same system where you have to force the enemies to get close to you, which, you know, really shows off the models and the scariness and amps up the tension. But then, like I said, the second sort is more of a combative way of playing the game. As I said before, and I messed up, you actually get your flash on the second form of combat. So you can hold down the flashlight button, and then after maybe like 3 seconds, your character on your phone flashes, and then psh, enemies that are near you, if you're able to catch them in the light, stagger a little bit, and then if you picked up a weapon, you can go ahead and attack them. In this game, there's only a handful of weapons, and there's no light or heavy attacks. It's very bare bones. You just use your R2 when you swing away. You have to do some spacing here or there, and you have to stagger them, and you have to avoid other traps and enemies. But that's pretty much it. You walk around, you fight in Fatal Frame mode, and then you end up fighting in the Silent Hill mode, and that's pretty much it. You're going to be doing that for about 5 to 6 hours. And the story, even though it's there and I don't want to spoil it, it really isn't like too crazy. They're really amping up the stakes, which is nice, and there's a little bit of a twist, which is cool too. But there's a lot of things wrong with the game, and that's why I can't fully recommend it. If you're watching this and you've looked at the Steam reviews, I think right now it's like positive. I'm not sure if it's very positive, but I'm gonna guess a lot of those people didn't play more than 3 hours, because the first 2 hours of this game was actually really good. There was a lot of different variety of gameplay. You know, the graphics are cool, the sequences were awesome, but then you start getting into those later ones, and then you end up, without spoiling, there are some bosses that are just not unfair, but it is just mechanically really annoying to deal with. They RNG pop up in random areas and attack you. Sometimes you can't hurt them at all. Sometimes they just move in very weird ways behind walls. And there's a lot of bugs, and there's a lot of specific sort of things you have to do to progress the story. And I'll go ahead and spoil this little bit right now. It doesn't tell anything about like what's going on, but pretty much you had to look in this portion of the area for like 20 minutes. I was running around this one area. I was looking everywhere. And the way to trigger the next sequence is you had to have your camera look through a window. You had to look through the window, pick up your camera, and look through it. I did that for a couple of times. I did that. The game doesn't tell you to look there, but I did it. Nothing happened. So I ended up watching someone else's playthrough just of that specific portion. And when they looked through the thing, it popped up. So I had to like jump back and forth. I had to move left, move right, go back, go forward, until finally the character popped up and I was able to progress the event. I triggered the flag and I was able to progress. There are a lot of weird decisions in this game. There's a lot of parts in the game where you spend your time attacking enemies, going through, sneaking through a level, and then at the very end, it says, oh, this door is locked. This person says they need this thing. It happens so often where you have to backtrack through the area you were just in, but guess what? There's nothing there. There's no enemies. There's no obstacles. It's a time waster, and there's nothing to even see. There's no events to see things. It's just, hey, this door is locked. Go back and find it. A door opens. You go pick it up, and you come back, and you're done. Oh, this guy needs cigarettes. You walk back a minute. You go back a minute. There's a lot of weird decisions. This game has a false sense of non-linearness, and I think they have some sort of like a paraphrase or a summary in their game, like, oh, this is not your basic linear thing. You can go here or you can go there. That doesn't matter. You have access to these other areas, and sure, there might be like a side quest here or there, but you're not gonna want to do any of that. The reason why the first game was so good was because it was pretty much a huge inspiration of Fatal Frame. It was Indonesian. It was a bunch of students in a school. It was concise. It was chill. It was scary. When playing through the second one, I felt scared maybe the first 2 hours because I don't know what to expect. But after that, everything plays the same, very systematic. Not gonna lie, like I said, the first 2 hours, really good stuff. But after that, it drops off like crazy. It just feels like they cared about the first 20%. And then after that, it was like, what are they doing? Like, I just wanted to get through it all, and it wasn't even that long. So, like I said, like, this game has a little bit of bugs here and there. It's very janky. It's very janky. It's very, I even said to my chat, this kind of feels like a meme game, guys. Like, what the heck? I would say play this if you enjoy indie-ish games that you can get a laugh out of. There are some serious moments, and you can take it serious as much as you want, but I'd highly recommend it for YouTubers and Let's Players who's looking for a good time with their audience. Playing by yourself, go play Resident Evil remakes or something like that, because you're not going to get that good stuff here. It's okay, but I'm telling you, some stuff, you're going to have to look for a guide, because it's not like you don't know where to go. It's because the events won't trigger, and that sucks. And you're going to be asking yourself, is this all my character can do? I'm not dodging correctly. Why are these enemies giving me literally zero like recover time after I get hit by them? There was one part where an enemy hit me, knocked me down, and I got up before you can walk away, before you can attack, hit me and knocked me up again. It happened like a couple of times. There was even a bug where if you interact with the keyhole where you're supposed to put the key in, and then you go get the keys and come back, it would not be interactable. Someone was in the chat, luckily they were Indonesian, they were helping at the chat, and they were all like, yeah, that's the bug, you need to restart. So you have to grab all the keys before you interact with the keyhole. That's really stupid, but that's an easy bug fix. I'm just saying, you guys probably will see more bugs than me. I went through it, I had fun, but that's because I was enjoying it with a group of people, and it's always more fun playing with friends and stuff like that. So, yo, is it a good sequel? Yeah, it's actually a pretty good sequel, but should you play it? I mean, I'm so happy they added the new combat system. It just feels a little shallow. I want more. And quick spoilers. Don't listen if you don't want. They kind of teased maybe there could be a third game with the open-endedness of it. So if they do, I hope they do even more. And I hope they take the effort, all the effort that they put in the first 20% all the way through, because I want to really recommend this hardcore, but I cannot. This is a little bit of a barely above average game. I hate saying that because I actually beat it all the way through, but because I did beat all the way through, that's just how I truly feel about it. So if you guys have any more questions, go ahead and let me know down below. I'm going to be leaving you guys here with one of the boss battles here, so you can see just a little bit how crazy and dumb it is. So, okay, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like. It helps a lot. If you haven't already subbed for daily videos, I'll be leaving you with the boss fight. Make sure to watch the full playthrough if you were interested on my secondary YouTube channel, and come by the streams so you can hang out with us live. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. You piece of shit. There could be... I think I gotta get its stupid face. Just kill me. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright, let's get him in the pounce. And then... Ah! Oh my god. You work when you want to, huh? Am I supposed to get his ass? So I got his face, I got his whole body, got his butt cheeks. It's just random? Does it just feel like it when it fucking feels like it? You piece of shit. all the mostly positives didn't get past the first hour before putting a review. This is stupid. Like, it has the makings of a good game, but it's just so stupid. Fuck you, cat. Fuck you. You're going to kitty hell. I said it. I like how it said beware of dogs, but we fought a cat.